She's about to hit that wall. The wall comes for all. Apparently, this woman, she in her words in this video, she's getting older and she's realizing something about older men as she's getting older. Oh man, by the way, where is her eyebrows? My God. Anyways, let's take a listen.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them. But younger me would have just died over them. And it was for stupid reasons like, oh my God, he's so cool and mature. He has his own apartment. He should. He's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds. It's very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. So yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic. The older I get, the
By the way, you can tell a lot. Like she has no life in her eyes, dog. Look at her. She has no life in her eyes. No light. No life in her eyebrows. Anyways, man. Um oh shoot. Somebody said black men just don't date black women. Simple. Thank me later. I will say this. It, I'll say this because I don't want to go completely there yet, but I'll say this. I remember there was this white dude that I worked with, and he told me don't do it. And I'm talking. This is coming from a white dude. He was literally like, yeah, because he was looking at my profile. I've said this story before. He was just looking at me as a profile. He just like, this is not a. I'm telling you, this is not a preachy dude. He doesn't even talk about women at his job, dog. He doesn't do this. He doesn't. He's the chillest. He was one of the chillest dudes I've ever seen, like that I've ever worked with. He doesn't even talk about this stuff. It was after hours. We were coming. We were coming from work. We were closing up work. Everybody's done cleaning up. And he's just like, oh yeah, you just happen to be talking. He's like, oh yeah, just don't. He said no. He was look. He was look. He said, I know what kind of dude you are. He said for you, no. He said don't do Latinas. Don't do black women. He said a white girl. He said you might just need you might when it comes to dating you might just go. This was coming from a white dude, dog. So how bad? It's not just that's not just reputation, man. But how bad of the mentality is it where you have a white dude is like you might as I think white girls might do you better. That's just how bad the treatment. I know that's a bit of an aside, but like, do you understand how bad like the behavior or just the perception of it? And like I said, like I said, I've met plenty of decent black women. Trust me, but I don't. Maybe you know what? I just don't think enough black women are you. I think you might need the like the good like what you call it, the good or decent black woman. You have to separate yourself from the straggles because they're really driving that mentality, that poisonous mentality that they have. It's just really it really makes the sisters look bad. It really makes the sisters look bad. That mentality where it's almost, especially once they get to a certain a point in life, it brings everybody down. But anyways, focusing on the subject with the older women and older men dating, why older men date younger women. It's pretty simple. It's because they just find them more attractive. I don't understand why. You could say it's vain. I could smoke a bag with you on that. You could say that's vain and all that stuff, but to avoid the obvious and use all this shame, oh, you want something to manipulate. First of all, younger women just look better than older women. Just bottom line, a 23-year-old is most likely going to be more appealing to a man of any age, mind you, is going to be more appealing than a 46-year-old. I mean, I don't understand why we can't say the obvious. You know, all this shaming language about you're just trying to manipulate. First of all, then on top, okay, you take older women, right? This is why. Okay, you take older women. Youth is not on her side. Beauty is probably not going to be on her side. Her health is not going to be on her side. She's going to have bills, baggage from all the years she's been with, a history, massive body count by then. I mean, bruh. So this is why I'm talking about the list can go on and on and on. This is why dudes would be like, look, when you're in your younger years, you need to lock down with somebody so somebody can still give a fuck about you once you're older. This is why dudes will tell women that they don't want to listen. They want to continue to go in life and then be shocked why they're single and in their older and they're in their older 40s or they're in their 50s and talk about what and wondering why older men don't want to be with them. And then instead of doing introspection, they just want to manipulate young women. And you're just like, bruh. Because older dudes will tell younger women, you need to lock it down with a dude around your age and find somebody that cares about you. So once you guys grow older together, you build something together. So there's some kind of rapport that you still, or you create your own village, you create your own family, create your own group of people that still care about you once you get older. Because at the end of the day, when you just getting older in general, most people already don't care about you in general. Now, when you get older, you start experiencing some certain problems, certain health issues, certain things in life that pops up. You're going to need the people in life that actually care about you to be around. Now, if you're single during that time, and particularly if you're a single older woman, they're not going to want to work. They're not going to want to do a lot of things. So who are you going to have to help you out? It's not going to be your girlfriends. Definitely, this is not Golden Girls. It's not going to be your girlfriend. It's probably going to be your kid. It's going to be probably one of your relatives, or most likely it's going to have to be your man. And you'll tell these hoes that when they're but the problem is what happens is, particularly with younger women, once they're young, so she's gonna explain this. Once they're younger, they look at the men her age. She deems herself above them because she already has the experience. She's already been, like, she admits in the video, she's already been with older guys. So in her mind, she feels like she's ahead of the dudes her age. She thinks she's more mature than the guys her age, just because older guys want to choose up on her. And now that she's getting older, and she's now seeing the new crop of young women that these older guys can just get ad nauseum because they have the resources for it, right? Or if they have the sexual appeal and the resources, then it's a double whammy. But mostly because they have the resources for it. Now she's jealous. And this is clearly, a woman makes a video like this when she loses a suitor. So clearly she had an older suitor that she had, and she realized that she's probably not the only one, or she realizes that she just doesn't have the same leverage. She finally realized that those older dudes that she was with in the past had the leverage the whole time. Because if you ask the younger women that are with older men now, they think they have the leverage. They think they have the leverage. But they don't understand how this stuff works. It's only until once they get older, then they realize that, oh, I wasn't as valuable as I thought I was. Especially, man, I am afraid of what these women are going to turn into, especially now, because you have these hoes now. They get flown out. They think they're because they get flown out by celebrities, and they're and sugar daddies. They think they're at a level up here. But once that stops because of their age, oh, that crash out from Gen Z women is going to be monumental. Like, that crash out from Gen Alpha and Gen Z women is going to be crazy. But I'll say particularly Gen Z and some younger millennial women, that crash out is going to be insane. It's gonna be look. You think Brittany Renner? You think Brittany Renner's crash out is gonna be wild? Look, how about this? Look at this woman's crash out right here. She ain't got no eyebrows. She's going through, like, she's finally realizing she's not at a level where she thought she was.
The more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever
Oh yeah, so ma'am, the men choose the relationship. Men are the ones that do the approaching. Remember, we're supposed to do the approaching. Remember, it's up to us. Remember, that's what you guys said. That's like I said. That's men's choice. And like they'll be the first one to say, "Oh, men only go by looks." Okay, if men only go by looks, who looks better, the average 23-year-old or the average 46? Like you have a. It's like the same because remember, I kept telling you why women were hating, but particularly BWs, why they were hating on Tyler so much. It's not because of whether she identifies as black or mixed. It's not. It has to do with none of that. She's a young, petite, skinny woman. Emphasis on the young and skinny, like mega emphasis on the young and skinny part. Because that's the first thing they'll talk about. Oh, she has a body of a 12-year-old, and you're just like, what are you talking? Oh man, but man, I'll tell you that crash out, man. The IG models that we saw growing up, and all the perks that they get, and once they start losing those perks because the next batch of young 304s are coming in, man. Once they see themselves losing that, they're gonna that crash out is gonna be. I'm talking about like you think the alcoholism with women is bad now. It's gonna get even worse. It's gonna be. I'm talking about. It's gonna get so bad.
Even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them. But younger me would.
Really? Why now? What's this is what happens when women don't get chose. You have the active urge to spit on them because they approach you. Now, imagine if a man said that about a woman. Imagine. Imagine a man says anything close to that. Because like that, this is what you talk about. People talking about misogyny. This is pure misandry. This is pure misandry.
Would have just died over them.
And it's not just because when she was younger, the problem is with younger women, they think they're better than what they are. Right? They think they're better than the men at their age. And the men at their age, you're rejecting them, you're calling them dusties, you're calling she was probably the same person calling them broke, they don't have their life together and all this stuff. I'm talking about this is what younger women do to women to men their age. They talk down on these dudes, like literally destroy them mentally with their words, with their actions, ghosting on them, using them for free foodie dates, using them for rides, energy, attention, all of that. And I bet you when she was younger, she was talking about, she probably even when she's with these older dudes, talking crazy about the men her age. And she knows she was one of those women doing that. Now she wants to flip the tide because now she's probably realizing that she doesn't have the leverage that she once thought she had when she was younger.
And it was for stupid reasons, like, oh my God, he's so cool and mature. He has his own apartment. He should. He's 30. I just thought that was.
And look, she has a point on that because really, if you a grown dude, you have your own apartment, and you have like your own money, and you go after a younger girl, that younger girl is gonna it's gonna be like gold to her because most guys her age are not gonna have that. It's gonna be like gold. It's gonna be like gold to her. Your game to her is like gold. If you're 30, and like I said, the reason why she wants to say spit on them and all this stuff because she's leaving out one part. How old was she? This is what something I would ask a girl like that. How old were you when you started messing with older dudes? And you'll be shocked at the answer. It's not going to be at 18. I'm talking about it's going to be younger than that. This is why she wants to say, oh, I want to spit on them and all this because she was probably like 15, 14, 16 years old. Look, she was definitely 15, 16, 14 years old, like around that age range when she was messing with older dudes. Trust me. And I'm being nice with that number. I'm being very generous with that number. But I'm telling you, she was either 14, 15, or 16 when she was dealing with these older dudes and thought his stuff was gold because he had an apartment in his own place. And he probably had a car or a motorcycle. Yo, hey, man. But like I said, that sounds like a you problem, man. That was on you because you thought you were better because she was, you were a narcissist. You are a narcissist. You thought you were better than your peers, but you were just being used. But you were too vain to even see it.
Was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds.
Yeah, the wannabe drug dealers, the wannabe gangbangers, them older dudes that was 26, 27, 28, 30-year-olds with that was coming from the military, right? Those are the dudes that she's talking about. Yeah. I bet you were with the creme de la piss. But you were too vain. But like I said, women are too vain during that time to even notice. They're too vain.
Very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, you know, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. So yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think
she's saying that now because it's either she realizes that she got played or she just can't attract older dudes just in general, or older dudes that want to pay for her stuff anymore. Now the only older dudes that she can attract are like guys that are like in their 50s or 60s. You know what I mean? Like now, and women don't mind that either. It's just that they would rather it be like a guy in their 30s or 40s doing that.
I think it's gross, but now I see the logic. The older I get,
but yeah, sour grapes, boohoo, boohoo. She's salty. She's salty.